Hello and welcome to the second stage of the Kwak O-tour in Beskydy. This is a small village called Bila, which is white. And this is a short track or a middle, let's say. Let's enjoy the race. I'm running category age or men's 45 because these multi-stage races can be pretty tough, and I know that usually the third stage I'm pretty exhausted and I don't want to, get totally trashed. So let's get to it. Even the start here was pretty tough because we had to start climbing the slope right away. And here I wanted to go. I think I didn't have actual strategy. I just wanted to go through this narrow ride as these other runners. That seemed a viable option to me, and then I wanted to go around that younger forest behind the small stream, but here for some reason I stopped following them. Maybe I thought I will go differently. I don't know. I thought, why are you following them? They are going probably somewhere else. I think that was a mistake because they were probably going somewhere else, but that way I would go around that small young forest which is in front of me from the left side, and I wouldn't have to go through it like I'm going to do now, which was not really intentional. The other option would be to go along the path uphill and then around this around this young forest from the right side, but definitely this option to go through this was a bad idea. I'm like that was bad. And then when I finally crossed this, I just basically followed my bearing more or less and came to that came to my control number 1. I think I could have followed the contour a little bit more. It doesn't make sense to me to climb up here, but it was not a big climb. It was okay. It was few steps, right? And now basically straight to my control. And the similar approach was to control number 2. Again, I could have executed it a little bit better, let's say go more along the contours and avoid some climb and possibly even run. This way I wasn't able to run, so it was more walking than running to control number 2. And of course there was this fenced area that helped me to navigate, and from that I also got to this small path that almost led me to my control number 2. So you can skip it there maybe. To control number 3, I decided to basically climb up to that path which is above me through one of these streams, or the erosion that is created by the stream. So I climbed along it and then through it, I guess, uphill. It takes me a lot of time because it was a very steep hill here, so maybe you can speed it up a little bit, or I will speed it up. So behind this young forest that I passed, I took the bearing and I went straight to the control. Again, the most difficult part here was the physicality of this climb, and you know, all the branches lying around. So this was the most difficult part here. Again, to number 4, as you can see, it's more or less going around along the contours, and you know, crossing one stream, then the ridge, and then there was several other streams and these small erosions. And the funny thing is that when I crossed the first ridge, which you see in front of me, I could see the control, but then it was still a little bit too difficult to, you know, pass to get to the control. It was a really tough environment. These small trees and sometimes branches below your feet, and the slopes, even though they were small, they were very steep, so my feet were slipping. So it was not really a runnable option. Like, running was not a good option for me, so took me quite a while to get to number 4. So to number 5, I think there were 2 options. One of them I already missed. The one I should have gone through this erosion all the way up to the path, but it seemed to me at this point that it would be difficult through all these small trees. So I decided rather to go around and try to avoid the small trees as much as possible. It didn't work out quite as I expected. It was slower than I expected, but then eventually I got to that small path that you can see on my left now, which was basically in the little bit like, not a little bit, it was uphill so I had to climb a lot, and it took me a lot of time. And that from that point along the path almost to control number 5, and so I will speed it up now. Here, when I was closing in, I noticed that there is this small narrow ride leading to a new clearing, and I decided to go this route because it seemed like it's easier navigation wise, because you have this narrow ride which is clear, and then you have the border between the clearing and the forest, and you can go along this border, and you will find the control, right? The other option would be to go along the road a little bit further and then try to guess the right place to go down through the thicker forest, let's say. I liked this option better, and I had no big issues finding the control. It was not really clear that this is the, here on my left, that this is the what is it? It's called null. Yeah. So at first I didn't saw the control, but I didn't lost that much time, and it was just a matter of turning your head. To control number 6, well, I decided to go back uphill, and I think there was this other option to go down to that path and along the path to control number 6. Either way you would have to climb up, that's for certain. Here it was a little bit difficult because of these branches. I did a small mistake in, going too much up, I could have gone more straight way to control number 6, but I didn't want to go to this forest on my right side because there was all these branches, and I was just trying to find some more like walkable option. It's the slope is so steep I was not able to run. So I'm just trying to avoid the branches, and that's why I am climbing so much. And then when I got to this small path, then there was this special marker, let's say, and from that marker, which is a pole, I took a bearing straight to the control number 6, which was a stone, and I found it quite nicely. from this control to control number 7, that was basically the same direction as I took, so I just basically continued in that direction. Again, this part of forest, it was, you know, growing up, let's say, new trees were growing up here, so it was kind of difficult to read exactly where is the small stream beginning, where exactly is the, let's say, small patch of some greenish, more green stuff. Well, there were these runners, but I didn't want to, you know, fully follow them, but yeah, the control was then same for all of us, so I took this opportunity to, you know, assure myself. And now to control number 8, I again took a bearing, I almost ran straight to control 8. I only avoided that small greenish patch from the left side, and then through this stream, or basically also the erosion or that the stream created, and I have to climb to control number 8, which was behind again this small younger forest, you know. So it was pretty easy for me, let's say, from the navigation point of view. Here is the first small patch of, you know, thicker younger forest, so that was also a sign that I'm on a good path. Here to control 9, I think I could have followed the contour again a little bit more, and not to climb here, just climb a little bit left, let's say, and then I wanted to hit that small path there, which I eventually did. And then through this, you know, erosion, through this stream, I ran up around that small greenish patch of trees. There was sort of a swampy area there, so I ran around it and up straight to my control, let's say. Control 10 was a little bit tricky again, because there was all these, you know, newly grown trees everywhere, and it was sort of hidden behind one of these green patches, or what is it? So it was more about, you know, guessing the right distance between the controls, As you can see, I was
was
not really running. I was going very slowly. I was checking constantly the map if I'm on the right track. It was slightly uphill, but I guess it was runnable. And here the control is actually quite close in front of me, but I stopped because I was maybe expecting it sooner. That guy just punched it, so I asked him and he confirmed that the control is there. So my direction was good, and I think I sort of executed it well, but it could have been faster, definitely. Control number 11, that was easy one. It was just difficult because it was uphill. I saw that green patch of trees from afar, so I kind of knew, okay, which direction I have to go, and then I easily found the control. To control number 12, there were, let's say, two options. One, to go around that hill from the right side. This is the one that I chose. Or to go from the left side. But the left side seemed to me like more like physically demanding, that the slope, you can see that the slope there is more steep, and then of course when you cross that ridge you would be pretty fast, because then it's downhill more or less. But for me it was I was already tired, let's say, and I didn't want to climb that steep hill, so I decided to go around. That was, in my opinion, pretty fast, and I had no issue finding the control number 12. Here I'm closing in to control number 12, and you know, I started to expect it somewhere on my left. So I was checking the map, looking to the left, and then I saw the controls here between the trees. So that was easy. To control number 13, I basically, yeah, I took a bearing, sort of went around the contours, let's say, but as I was tired, I sort of slipped below the control number 13, and I had to, you know, like climb up to control number 13 from, let's say, from the left side of that greenish patch of, you know, thick young forest. It was again physically demanding because it was a climb up, so yeah, it took me a while. found. To control number 14, that was sort of easy. You just go back to the ridge, shortly follow, for a short time follow the path, and then through the runnable forest down to the control. The vegetation boundaries, let's say, were not so clear, you know, like this thicker forest and then runnable forest. It looked almost the same to me. It was, that's why I stopped, because I was like, but this is already runnable, but it looked runnable even before that, you know. Here I stopped just to read properly the contours here. When I saw the edge of this hill or this ridge, I decided, okay, the stone must be somewhere here, but I expected much bigger stone. That was the issue, and it was actually this. I expected something like a rock, let's say, but it was just this. To me, it was like a small stone, and in the map, it looked like it will be bigger. It would be bigger. So this was sort of a confusion for me. To control 15, that was easy. Just a straight line, straight bearing to control number 15. But I got delayed by these two young boys who needed direction, so I spent quite a lot of time there. And I guess it cost me like 2 places, maybe more, I don't know. But I think that's something you have to do to help the kids, you know. They were really lost. It was fun.
Ukažte kluci. Na kterou běžíte kontrolu?
Na 7. Já na 6. Já běžím na 7.
Počkat. My jsme tady, jak jsou ty cestičky, ale já kde? Ne, musíte to mít, obraťte to takhle. Ne, drž to takhle. Vy jste tady, teďka. Tady, jak jsou ty 2 cestičky.
Jo. Takže já mám běžet vlastně
Ty jdeš kam?
na 6.
No tak ty seš jenom, to je jenom, buď je to tady tohle, nebo je to tady kousek výš, jenom někde. Ty seš tady někde. Jakoby, když vyjdeš ještě výš, tak budeš, nebo tady možná na tomhle.
Já jdu
nebo...
na 7, já jdu na 7.
No tak ještě pokračuj po fáborkách, ne?
Ale já tady nevidím právě.
Tady je fáborek, toto. Ano. Hele, my jsme tady. Zůstaň takhle.
Dobře.
Tady, jak jsou ty cestičky, tady někde jste, tady
ano.
Třeba, tady.
Ano.
Tady někde je pod náma takové
Počkej, takže jdeme tady po fáborkách dolů?
No, jestli jdete na 7 jdeš dolů, ano, na 7 jdeš. A ty jdeš na co?
Na 6. Ale tam není 6, tam je...
Co tam je?
156.
Jo, to je moje, no. Takže tamhle, ta 156 je tady tohle. A ta tvoje kupka je dolů, takže tady někde, počkej, ať nejdeš blbě, takhle. Takže ta tvoje bude někde tam tím směrem.
Jo.
Tady po těch cestičkách, podle té cestičky bude tvoje, tady podle té tvojí cestičky, podle téhle cestičky jdi a dojdeš k té kupce. Tamhle někde na konci tady toho kopce tam bude.
I hope I did help them, and I hope they found their controls. Finding my control from here was easy. And to control number 16, I was already so tired that I didn't want to go straight. I thought, okay, just find that path and follow that path. That was the only thing that interested me. And this way I basically finished the whole race, because the next control number 17, again it was pretty easy. Again we just followed the path to the road, to the vehicle road, and then continued to there was this small young thick forest, and our control was at one of the edge of this forest. So I went there and found all the controls, all the remaining controls quite easily. So this was a nice race, physically very demanding, at least for me, and I didn't, but I enjoyed it. That was what I liked about it, actually, the physicality, because in the area where I usually race, we don't have such terrain, so I enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed it as well. There is also a third stage of these races, and I'm already preparing the video. And thank you for watching, and see you next time.
závodnic B14A.
Malá podzávodní analýza. Závod jsem odběh v celku bez velkých chyb, ale jako nastřádali se ty menší, no. Nebylo to ideální, pak v druhé půlce, jak to bylo v těch kopcech, jestli ty kopce asi neumím, tak ne, že by mě došel dech, ale nějak jako svalově začala mě bolet jedna kyčel, se mi neběželo moc dobře. Na jedničku tam jsem se jakoby svezl s těma borcama a co běželi a tak jsem běžel za ním, ale pak jsem se tam trošku ztratil v těch hustníkách, sjel jsem tam někde z nějakého děsného srázu po zadku a pak jsem teda se prodral tím hustníkem a když jsem z něho vylezl, tak už mě to bylo jasné, že byl jsem na takovém hřebeni toho kopca nějakého, nebo prostě na takovém hřebeni a tam už pak bylo jasné vidět, kde vede ten potok, do kterého mám běžet, takže tam jsem na jedničku doběh docela v pohodě. Na dvojku taky směrově podle oblocenky jsem to trefil pak podle toho potůčku. Na trojku jsem se drápal, že jo, tam se drápalo do kopce a taky to tam dobře, tam jsem to trefil dobře. Na čtverku si myslím, že jsem to trefil taky dobře, ale tam ten terén byl dost těžký, jako příkré srázy, hustníky, kterými se člověk prodírá. Ze čtverky na pětku já jsem to trošku nezvládl, já jsem si myslím měl rovnou pokračovat nahoru tím hustníkem až na tu cestičku, což se mi nepovedlo, já jsem tam se drápal kolem těch hustníků a těma příkrýma údolíma. Pak jsem teda vylezl konečně nějakou tou strouhou, kde tekl ten potůček až na tu cestičku a oběhl jsem to dokola. Ale než jsem se dostal na tu cestičku, to mě zabralo hodně času. A pak doběh na pětku byl dobrý, tam jako kolem té paseky. Na šestku tam jsem šel taky, jako zpátky jsem se drápal do toho kopce, což možná bylo zbytečné, ale teď to vidím, to bylo zbytečné. Já jsem měl spadnout dolů na cestu a oběhnout to zprava, toho jsem si nevšiml a zbytečně jsem se drápal nahoru, zpátky a pak dolů. No to bylo, teď to vidím, to byla blbost, no. Sedmička dobrý, osmička taky dobrý, devítka, jako osmička, že jo, to tam bylo zase přes nějaký potok, zase do kopce, devítka, jo, tam taky devítka, desítka, jedenáctka, to bylo všechno v pohodě. Na 12 jsem to oběh úplně naokolo a jako mám tam větší ztrátu, ale to je spíš jako běžecké. A tam mě začala bolet noha, nějak jako levá noha mě začala bolet a pak už blbě se mi běželo. 13 tam jsem to bohužel trefil zleva místo zprava, takže tam jsem trošku taky jako zaváhal. A 14, jo no, tak tam jsem trošku jako nepřečetl přesně tu krajinu, takže jsem tam trošku se zastavoval. A zelená mi nepřišla tak zelená, nebo já nevím, ale to je jedno. No a na 15 tam jsem 2 minuty radil nějakým klukům, než jsme se našli na té mapě, než já jsem jim to ukázal na té jejich mapě. Tak mi to trvalo a teď oni se mě doptávali. A na 16 jsem to celé oběh po cestě, nechtělo se mi se tam jako někde nějakýma bordelama, už jsem toho měl dost. A na 17 jo, taky to bylo jednoduché po cestě, takže pěkný závod. Řekl bych docela fyzicky náročné tady v těch kopcích, protože je to hodně prudké všechno. A je to docela zarostlé těma náletama těch malých smrčků, takže to bylo, v tomhle to bylo náročné, ale jinak fakt pěkný závod. Užil jsem si to.